Unfortunately, no smoking today. Maybe later, but I just don't feel like setting it up. And it's a beautiful day. I'm not even using my regular light. I'm using the sunlight, and that's why the lighting's a little weird. I wanted to talk about the site I came across. It's a libertarian site, so you know it's going to be contrived and full of lies. But they seem to describe anything that isn't libertarianism as a decaying line of more and more statism. Of course. If it isn't their glorious capitalism, it must be automatically authoritarian and totalitarianism. So, I decided to take what he did and actually apply it to a more realistic political demographic. I don't know if you can see it too well. I love making my little flow charts. All this other crap on here I've written down I'll get into. As you can see, on the right, there is capitalism, pure capitalism, National Socialism, and monarchism. Now, what did I mean by this is, under capitalism, there are the elite, neocons, the partisan loyalists, and libertarians of the Ayn Rand variety. These are the people that actually believe in imperialism and believe in spreading capitalism abroad. Capitalism is all about class war. It is all about social hierarchies. It's about the rich get to do what they want to the poor. If you believe otherwise, you're an idiot. So, Ayn Rand was a very big social Darwinist. She, as much as she was a sociopath and a complete moron, she did a lot of good for capitalism by exposing it. She was so ideological that she couldn't hide what capitalism was really all about. And, that kind of ruined their good mojo they had going, because a lot of capitalists rely on deceit in order to get ahead. Below them is National Socialism, which doesn't necessarily have to be Nazis. It can be the Christian right or the libertarian right, such as Ron Paul. National Socialism does not necessarily mean jackboots and, killing the Jews. What I mean by National Socialism is that it's capitalism on a nationalist level. It is capitalism with protectionist policies. It is capitalism with strict borderlines. It is capitalism that believes in manifest destiny. And while they might protect certain ethnicities or certain classes within, it is still capitalism because of that. Because it relies on class warfare. It's just not quite as dubious or as all-encompassing as the people above them. And then even below them is monarchism. Monarchism does not believe in going to wars with other countries or introducing new ideas to those cultures and things. Monarchism is pure nationalism. And what you get there is like the Constitution Party and anarcho-capitalists. And as you can see, I made a little percentage here, and what you have in the capitalist line, the pure capitalists, is about 16% of the right-wing vote. Mostly it's either the elite or people stupid enough to vote for the elite on partisan lines. There's not quite as many partisan hacks on the Republicans as the Democrats. Democrats have about 1/3 more. I have a lot of family members that are pure Democrats. They don't care what the Democrats actually stand for. They just vote for them because they have a D at the end of their name. That's just as bad as doing it purely for ideological reasons, because you're a useful idiot. Libertarians make up about 23%. Now, I know it sounds like I'm throwing numbers out there, but it's abstract math. It does that on purpose. Typical libertarians are about in line with your average American slob, which makes up about 40% of the right-wing vote. So libertarians persuade stupid Americans into voting Republican, which benefits the super rich elite, even though it isn't really what neither one of them wants, but it's close enough. And then you have the more ridiculous anarcho-capitalists at the bottom of about 21%, which is almost even with libertarians because they sound almost like them. They're just a little more crazy about it. And I'll have to make another video because 10 minutes, but I've come to this conclusion because anarcho-capitalists seem to be very prevalent on the internet, but in real life, I never see one. Libertarians, I see a couple people here and there gloat about it in real life. mostly either on TV or on the internet. Again, libertarians are more of a secret society, a cult, than an actual thing. Most typical right-wing Americans are just either Republicans or unregistered party members that, parrot what the libertarians are saying all along, but they don't even realize it because they don't really care. They're ambivalent, and ambivalence is very bad in a political system. It doesn't matter the political system. Even if we weren't a democracy, it would be bad. And we're not even a pure democracy. We're a representative democracy. So, that makes it even worse. But that's just part one, and I'll get into part two about the left wing of that spectrum. But I figured I would get that out there, that it's not so simple as to say either you're for libertarianism or you're for the state. Because there are varying degrees of that, and you could argue that the pure capitalism is the statist one because it is the most interventionist, or you could argue that the monarchist one is the most statist because it is the most encompassing of people's personal lives in order to maintain that capitalist state. So there are different variables. There is interventionism, there is authoritarianism, there is, so you cannot simply say it's a line. It's three-dimensional, maybe even more dimensional, like six-dimensional. So I'll probably get into a better description in the next video, but this is sort of just a rough draft.